Ethan and Emma Thompson lived in a grand mansion filled with shiny furniture and expensive toys, but their hearts felt empty. They were twins, and they shared everything: school, friends, and most importantly, their mother. Just a year ago, their lives were full of laughter and love, but everything changed when their mother passed away. Now, the mansion felt more like a lonely castle than a home. Their father, Jonathan, was a successful businessman, but he struggled to take care of his children after their loss. He worked long hours trying to provide for the family, but he didn't know how to comfort Ethan and Emma. The twins rarely ate, and every meal felt heavy with sadness. They missed their mother's comforting presence and her delicious home-cooked meals. Most nights, they would sit at the dining table, pushing food around their plates, lost in their own thoughts to eat. Ethan often stared out of the window, watching the world go by. He thought about his best friend, Oliver, who had moved away. Just before their mother got sick, they used to spend every afternoon together, playing video games, riding bikes, and laughing. But ever since Oliver's family relocated, Ethan felt a deep void in his life. He missed their adventures and their late-night talks about everything and nothing. Now he felt distant from him, as if they were living on different planets. Emma shared Ethan's feelings. She often found herself daydreaming about the fun they had with Oliver. She remembered how they would build forts in the living room and pretend they were brave knights saving the kingdom. But now, those memories seemed like distant echoes. She longed to reconnect with Oliver, but didn't know how to reach out. One rainy afternoon, Ethan sat in his room, staring at his phone. He wanted to text Oliver, but what would he say? "Hey, I miss you." It felt too simple and too painful. He sighed, tossing the phone aside, feeling hopeless. Emma knocked on his door and peeked inside. "Hey, do you want to talk?" she asked quietly. Ethan shrugged. "What's there to talk about?" "Everything feels awful." "I know," Emma replied, sitting on the edge of his bed. "But we can't just keep feeling sad. I miss Oliver. Don't you?" "Of course I do," Ethan admitted, looking down at his lap. "I just don't know how to tell him. I feel like he's forgotten about us." Emma thought for a moment. Maybe he hasn't. Maybe he misses us too, but he doesn't know how to reach out either. Ethan considered her words. "We could tell him everything that's been happening. It's a great idea." Emma's eyes lit up. "We can share our favorite memories and tell him how much we miss him. It'd be like talking to him again." Feeling a spark of hope, Ethan nodded. They grabbed some colorful stationery and sat down together. They wrote about their days, their feelings, and how much they missed their adventures with Oliver. They filled the letter with jokes and stories, trying to capture the joy they once shared. Once they finished, Ethan carefully sealed the envelope, and Emma drew a smiley face on the front. "Now what?" Ethan asked, looking at the letter in his hand. "We should send it." "Let's ask Dad to help us find out where to send it," Emma suggested. With determination, they approached Jonathan that evening. He was sitting at the dining table, going through some papers. "Dad, can you help us with something?" Ethan asked, his voice a mix of nervousness and excitement. Jonathan looked up, surprised. "Of course. What do you need?" "We wrote a letter to Oliver, and we want to send it to him." "Can you help us find his address?" Emma explained. Jonathan's face softened. "That's a wonderful idea, kids. I'll help you with it right now." With Jonathan's help, they found Oliver's new address in a matter of minutes. Ethan's heart raced with excitement as he and Emma prepared to send the letter. They felt a rush of hope, believing that this small act could help bridge the distance that had grown between them. As they dropped the letter in the mailbox, Ethan felt lighter. For the first time in a long while, he believed that they could reconnect with Oliver. Just like that, the mansion that once felt so lonely began to feel a bit more like home. As weeks passed, the twins waited eagerly for a response. They learned that sometimes reaching out was all it took to mend a broken connection. With Clara, their new nanny, nurturing their hearts, and Jonathan finding joy in their journey, the mansion filled with laughter once again. Ethan and Emma Thompson felt a little lighter after sending their letter to Oliver. Even though they had not received a reply yet, the act of reaching out filled them with hope. They found themselves smiling a bit more often and even enjoying some meals together. Claudia, their new nanny, brought a warmth into their home that began to fill the void left by their mother. She encouraged them to try new things. They started to see glimmers of happiness again. One sunny Saturday, Clara suggested they have a picnic in the garden. "Let's celebrate your courage for reaching out to Oliver," she exclaimed, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Ethan and Emma agreed, feeling the thrill of spending time outdoors. They helped Clara prepare sandwiches, fruit, and lemonade, feeling a sense of teamwork that reminded them of happier days. As they set up the picnic blanket under the large oak tree, Emma looked around the garden. The flowers were blooming, and the sun was shining brightly. "This feels nice," she said, smiling. "I'm glad we're having this picnic." "Me too," Ethan replied, though his mind wandered back to Oliver. He missed their adventures together and wished he could share this moment with him. He felt a twinge of sadness, but quickly pushed it aside. "Maybe we'll hear back from him soon," he said, trying to sound optimistic. Clara noticed Ethan's distant expression. "Hey, what are you thinking about?" she asked gently. "I was just thinking about Oliver," Ethan admitted, looking down at the picnic blanket. "I hope he's doing okay. I really miss him." Emma chimed in. "Me too. I just wish I knew how he was feeling. It's hard being apart." Clara smiled softly. "I understand. It can be tough to feel distant from someone you care about. But remember, reaching out is the first step. You've both shown a lot of courage by writing that letter. That's something to be proud of." Ethan felt a spark of determination. "You're right, Clara. We can't just sit around waiting. Maybe we can do more to reconnect with Oliver." "What do you mean?" Emma asked, her curiosity piqued. Ethan thought for a moment. "What if we make a video message for him? We can tell him what we've been up to and how much we miss him. It would be like talking to him face to face." Emma's eyes brightened. "That's a great idea. We can show him the garden and everything we've been doing." Clara clapped her hands together. "Love that idea. Let's do it after the picnic." After enjoying their meal and sharing laughter, Ethan, Emma, and Clara gathered in the living room to record the video. Clara helped set up the camera and encouraged the twins to speak from their hearts. Ethan felt nervous, but excited. As he held his phone, "Okay, ready? Just be yourselves," Clara said, smiling reassuringly. Ethan took a deep breath. "Hey, Oliver, it's Ethan. I just wanted to say that I miss you a lot. Things have been different without you here. Emma and I have been trying to keep busy. And we even sent you a letter?" Emma leaned closer to the camera. "Hi, Oliver. I miss our adventures. We had a picnic today, and it was really fun. Wish you were here to join us." "We've been spending time with Clara, our new nanny. She's really nice and helps us a lot," Ethan added. "We're really hoping to hear back from you soon. It feels good to reach out and share how we're feeling. Hope you're doing okay, and that we can talk again soon." They ended the video with a cheerful wave, feeling accomplished. Clara smiled, proud of the twins for expressing themselves so openly. "You both did a wonderful job. I'm sure Oliver will love it." Ethan felt a wave of hope wash over him. "We've done everything we can to connect with him. It feels good to take action." Emma nodded. "Yeah, it really does. Feel like we're doing something instead of just waiting." As they sent the video to Oliver, Ethan couldn't help but feel excited. They had taken another step toward reconnecting, and this time it felt even more significant. The distance that had once weighed heavily on their hearts began to feel lighter. With Clara's support, they learned that taking the initiative could lead to unexpected joy. They realized that they could bridge the gap between them and Oliver, and that hope was not just a feeling but something they could actively create. As the days passed, the mansion felt more alive than ever. Laughter echoed through the halls, and the twins found comfort in their growing bond with Clara and their father. They discovered that family could be built on love, not just shared blood, that reaching out to those they cared about brought healing. Ethan and Emma were ready to embrace whatever came next, knowing that their friendship with Oliver would never fade, no matter the distance. Ethan and Emma Thompson felt a swirl of excitement and nervousness as they waited for a response from Oliver. After sending their heartfelt video message, they kept checking their phones, hoping for a reply. Each day felt longer than the last, and sometimes the weight of waiting made them feel distant from their friend even more. One bright morning, Clara encouraged them to focus on something fun instead of waiting. "Why don't we have a talent show?" she suggested with a smile. "You can each showcase a talent, and we'll record it to send to Oliver. It'll be a great way to lift your spirits." Ethan and Emma exchanged glances, their eyes lighting up at the idea. "That sounds like fun," Emma exclaimed. "We can show him what we've been working on since he moved away." Ethan nodded eagerly. "I've been practicing magic tricks. Maybe I can impress him with a few." Emma thought for a moment. "And I can sing. I've been working on a new song, and I want him to hear it." With excitement bubbling inside them, the twins began preparing for the talent show. They spent the day in the living room, practicing their acts. Clara cheered them on, offering tips and encouragement. Ethan practiced his magic tricks, making cards disappear and reappear while Emma sang her song, her voice filling the room with warmth. As they performed, laughter and joy replaced the lingering sadness in their hearts. They felt connected not just to each other but also to Oliver, as if he were there cheering them on. Each time Ethan successfully completed a trick, Emma clapped and squealed in delight. And every time Emma hit a high note, Ethan couldn't help but grin from ear to ear. After several hours of practice, they decided it was time to record their talent show. With Clara's help, they set up the camera again, this time brimming with confidence. Ethan went first, eager to showcase his magic. He introduced his first trick with a flourish, and as he performed, he could almost hear Oliver's laughter in his mind. "Hey, Oliver, this is my magic show." "I hope you enjoy these tricks," Ethan said, smiling brightly at the camera. He pulled off a spectacular card trick, and Clara clapped enthusiastically as he finished. Next, it was Emma's turn. With a deep breath, she stepped in front of the camera. "Hi, Oliver. I've been practicing a new song for you. It's about friendship." She began to sing, her voice clear and sweet. The lyrics spoke of missing someone and the hope of reconnecting. And as she sang, the twins felt a spark of determination inside them. They believed in the power of their friendship, no matter the distance. Once they finished recording, Clara gave them a big hug. "You both did amazing. I'm so proud of you for sharing your talents. This will definitely make Oliver smile." Feeling a sense of accomplishment, Ethan and Emma agreed that they would send the new video right away. They quickly edited the footage, adding fun music and colorful text before sending it off to Oliver. As they pressed the send button, a wave of hope washed over them. They had taken another step toward reconnecting with their friend, and it felt empowering. "Now we just have to wait again," Ethan said, trying to sound lighthearted. But the weight of uncertainty lingered. "Maybe we can keep busy while we wait," Emma suggested. "We can work on more projects and have even more fun." "Good idea," Ethan replied, feeling a spark of energy. "We could build a fort or bake something together." In the days that followed, the twins poured their hearts into various activities with Clara. They built an amazing fort in the living room, using blankets and cushions. They played games, built model rockets, and even tried their hand at baking cookies. Clara shared her family recipes. Together they created sweet treats that filled the house with delicious smells. But still, they missed Oliver. They often found themselves daydreaming about their adventures with him. One rainy evening, while they were cozy in their fort, Ethan turned to Emma. "Do you think Oliver misses us as much as we miss him?" "I hope so," Emma replied softly. "I really want to hear from him. I just wish I knew how he was feeling." Ethan thought for a moment. "Maybe we could write him another letter. We can tell him all about our fun times and how much we miss him." "That's a great idea," Emma exclaimed. "And we can include updates about our talent show." Feeling a renewed sense of purpose, they gathered their supplies and wrote another letter. They shared their latest adventures, their hopes for the future, and how excited they were to hear from him. With each word they wrote, they felt a sense of connection grow stronger. They realized that even though Oliver was far away, their friendship could still thrive. They could reach out and share their lives, no matter the distance. As they sealed the envelope and prepared to send the letter, Ethan looked at Emma with determination. "No matter what happens, I believe we'll always be friends. We just have to keep trying." Emma nodded. "Yeah, our friendship is strong, and I know Oliver will feel that too." Hope in their hearts and a newfound sense of strength. The twins were ready to embrace whatever came next. They had taken steps to bridge the distance, and they felt empowered in their journey to reconnect with Oliver. The mansion was beginning to feel less lonely, filled with laughter and love as they realized that friendship could overcome any barrier. Ethan and Emma Thompson were on a mission. After sending their letter and video to Oliver, they felt hopeful, but still a little anxious. They wanted to reconnect with their best friend who had moved away. Each day that passed without a response felt like a weight on their hearts. But they had learned something important. They could take action to bridge the distance between them. One sunny afternoon, as the twins played in the garden, Clara joined them with a big smile. "I have an idea," she said, clapping her hands together. "What if we organize a surprise video call with Oliver? It could be a fun way to reconnect." Ethan's eyes lit up. "That's a great idea, but how do we do it?" Claire explained. "We can ask Oliver's parents if they can set up a time for a video call. You can both share what you've been doing and let him know how much you miss him." Emma jumped up, excitement bubbling inside her. "Let's do it. We can prepare some fun things to show him." With Clara's help, they quickly wrote an email to Oliver's parents explaining their plan. They felt nervous, but also thrilled at the thought of seeing Oliver's face again. After clicking send, they waited eagerly, counting the minutes until they could hear back. That evening, while they were having dinner with Jonathan, Clara received a reply from Oliver's parents. They were excited to hear from Ethan and Emma and agreed to set up a video call for the following Saturday. Ethan and Emma could hardly contain their joy. "We're going to see Oliver." They cheered, their faces lighting up with happiness. As the week passed, the twins prepared for the call. They practiced what they wanted to say, sharing stories about their talent show and their adventures with Clara. They decorated the living room with colorful drawings they had made, excited to show Oliver how they had transformed their home. Finally, Saturday arrived. The sun shone brightly as the twins waited in anticipation. Clara helped them set up the computer and adjust the camera. "Just be yourselves and have fun. Oliver will be so happy to see you," she encouraged. When the time came, Ethan and Emma sat on the couch, hearts racing. Finally, the screen lit up, and there was Oliver. He looked a little different, but still so familiar. "Hey guys," he exclaimed, grinning widely. "I missed you, Oliver." Ethan and Emma shouted in unison, their hearts soaring. They spent the next hour catching up. Oliver shared stories about his new school and the friends he had made. He talked about the sports he was playing and how he was getting used to living in a new city. Ethan and Emma listened intently, feeling a mix of joy and sadness. They were happy for him, but they missed their shared moments together. Emma couldn't hold back. "We've missed you so much, Oliver. It's not the same without you here." "Miss you guys too," Oliver replied, his voice sincere. "Hey, wish I could come back and play like we used to." Ethan jumped in. "We're still best friends, even if we're far apart. We've been sending you letters and videos to show you what we've been up to." Oliver's eyes widened. "I got your video. It was so cool. I loved your magic tricks, Ethan. And Emma, your singing was beautiful." Ethan felt a rush of pride at Oliver's words. "Thanks. We wanted to make you smile." As the conversation continued, they shared laughs and reminisced about their adventures together. They talked about building forts, riding bikes, and even the silly moments that made them all laugh. The distance that had felt so heavy began to lift as they connected once more. "Hey, what if we set up regular video calls?" Emma suggested. "We can share our lives and it'll be like we're together, even if we're far apart." "That's a great idea," Oliver replied excitedly. "I'd love that. We can have our own virtual hangouts." With that, the twins made a plan to have weekly video calls. They felt a renewed sense of hope for their friendship. They realized that even though Oliver was far away, they could still share their lives and support each other. As they wrapped up the call, Ethan and Emma felt a warm glow in their hearts. They had taken steps to reconnect, and it felt empowering. Clara entered the room with a proud smile. "You all did amazing. I'm so happy." "To see you reconnect," Ethan nodded, feeling grateful for Clara's support. "Thanks for helping us, Clara. We couldn't have done it without you." The twins realized that their friendship with Oliver was strong enough to withstand distance. They were determined to keep it alive, no matter where life took them. With hope in their hearts and a clear plan ahead, Ethan and Emma understood that they could face any challenge together. They were not just waiting for life to happen. They were taking action to create the connections they cherished. In that moment, surrounded by family and friendship, the mansion felt more like a home than it had in a long time. They were ready to embrace the future, filled with laughter, love, and the promise of many more adventures together. Ethan and Emma Thompson had found a new rhythm in their lives after reconnecting with Oliver. The weekly video calls brought them joy and laughter, filling the once empty spaces in their hearts. Each call felt like a mini adventure, where they could share stories, jokes, and dreams. However, deep down, Ethan still felt a lingering sadness. He missed the days when they could hang out in person and do all the fun things they used to do together. One afternoon, while sitting in the garden with Emma and Clara, Ethan sighed, gazing at the clouds drifting overhead. "I love talking to Oliver, but sometimes I wish we could do more," he admitted. "It's tough being so far apart." Emma nodded, her expression thoughtful. "I know what you mean. It's not the same as riding bikes or playing video games together. I miss those days." Clara, overhearing their conversation, came over and sat down beside them. "I understand how you both feel. It can be hard to be apart from someone you care about. But what if we found a way to bring a little piece of that fun back to life?" Ethan perked up, intrigued. "What do you mean?" "What if we organized a special day where all three of you could have fun together, even if it's through video chat?" Clara suggested. "You could plan activities that you can do together during your calls." Emma's eyes sparkled with excitement. "That's a great idea. We could even have a mini Olympics or a game day," Ethan quickly added. "We can plan challenges and see who wins. And it'll be fun." With Claire's encouragement, they began brainstorming ideas for their special video call. They wanted it to be a day filled with laughter, games, and friendly competition. They decided on 3 main activities: a scavenger hunt, a trivia quiz, and a cooking challenge. Over the next few days, Ethan and Emma worked hard to prepare for their special day. They created a list of items for the scavenger hunt, making sure to include things that would be easy for Oliver to find in his new home. For the trivia quiz, they wrote fun questions about their favorite movies, games, and memories together. And for the cooking challenge, they planned a simple yet delicious recipe they could all make at the same time. Finally, the big day arrived. The twins were buzzing with excitement as they set up the living room for the video call. Clara helped them decorate with colorful streamers and balloons, making it feel festive. "This is going to be so much fun," she said, her enthusiasm contagious. When it was time for the call, Ethan and Emma sat on the couch, grinning from ear to ear. As the screen lit up, Oliver appeared, his face full of surprise and delight. "Wow, what's going on? This looks amazing," he exclaimed. "Welcome to our special day," Emma said, waving her arms dramatically. "We've planned a mini Olympics just for you," Oliver laughed, his excitement contagious. "You guys are the best. What do we start with?" They began with the scavenger hunt. Ethan and Emma explained the rules, and everyone had 5 minutes to find as many items from the list as they could. They shouted out the items, and the race was on. Ethan dashed around the house, searching for a blue book, while Emma scoured the kitchen for a spoon. Oliver ran around his new home, trying to find a toy that reminded him of their past adventures. When the time was up, they shared their finds, laughing at the silly items they collected. "I can't believe you found a spoon," Oliver chuckled. Next came the trivia quiz, where they took turns asking questions. The room was filled with laughter as they answered the questions, reminiscing about their shared memories. They had so much fun that they forgot about the distance between them. Finally, it was time for the cooking challenge. They all gathered their ingredients and followed Claire's recipe to make homemade pizzas. As they chopped vegetables and spread sauce, they chatted and joked, feeling as if they were all in the same kitchen. When the pizzas were ready, they presented them proudly to the camera. "Cheers to our friendship," Ethan said, holding up his pizza slice. "Cheers." "Ah!" Oliver echoed, and they all took a big bite. As they enjoyed their creations, Ethan felt a surge of happiness. Even though they were miles apart, they had found a way to bring their friendship to life. The distance no longer felt as heavy as before. They were creating new memories that would last a lifetime. After their mini Olympics, Oliver said this was the best day ever. I felt like I was right there with you. Ethan smiled, his heart full. We can do this again. Just have to keep finding ways to connect. As the call ended, Ethan and Emma realized that their friendship with Oliver was stronger than ever. They had proven to themselves that they could bridge any distance with creativity and love. The mansion was alive with laughter. The twins felt grateful for Clara's support in helping them reconnect with Oliver. They knew that no matter the distance, their friendship could thrive. With renewed hope and determination, Ethan and Emma were excited for the adventures that lay ahead. They'd learned that distance could not break their bond. Instead, it made them stronger and more resilient. Ethan and Emma Thompson had never felt closer to Oliver than during their recent special day. Filled with games and laughter, the mini Olympics had brought them joy and reminded them of the strong friendship they shared, even though they lived far apart. After the call ended, Ethan and Emma couldn't stop talking about how much fun they had. Yet as the days went by, Ethan felt a slight sadness creeping back. He missed Oliver more than ever and wanted to find a way to keep that connection alive. One afternoon, while they were sitting in the garden, Ethan turned to Emma with a determined look. I think we need to do something even bigger next time we talk to Oliver, he said. We can't just wait for him to respond. We should make it a project. Emma raised an eyebrow, intrigued. What kind of project? Ethan thought for a moment, then his eyes lit up. What if we create a scrapbook together? We can fill it with memories, pictures, and messages for Oliver. We can send it to him as a surprise. That's an amazing idea, Emma exclaimed, her excitement matching Ethan's. We can include photos from our mini Olympics, our favorite memories, and even some drawings. Determined to get started, the twins rushed inside to gather supplies. They found an old scrapbook in the attic, some colored paper, markers, and stickers. They spent the afternoon cutting out pictures from their recent video call and drawing. Fun illustrations of their favorite moments. They even wrote down funny quotes from their conversations, capturing the joy they felt. As they worked, Clara joined them, curious about what they were creating. This looks fantastic. What's the plan? She asked. Ethan and Emma Thompson had been feeling more connected to Oliver than ever after their special video call, and they still faced the reality of their long-distance friendship. They were excited about their mini Olympics. Ethan couldn't shake the feeling of sadness that sometimes crept back in. He missed the simple moments like playing video games together or just hanging out after school. One evening, while Emma was busy drawing in her sketchbook, Ethan sat on the couch staring at his phone. He'd been thinking about Oliver and how much he wanted to reconnect. I just wish we could do something special for him, he thought aloud. Clara, who was tidying up the room, overheard Ethan. She turned to him with a smile. What do you have in mind, Ethan? It sounds like you have an idea brewing. Ethan's eyes lit up. What if we create something for Oliver? Something he can keep to remember us by, like a friendship book. It could have pictures, stories, and memories of all the fun times we had together. Clara nodded enthusiastically. That sounds like a wonderful idea. You can fill it with drawings, letters, and photos. It will remind him of your friendship and all the adventures you've shared. May looked up from her sketchbook, intrigued. Can I help? I'd love to draw some pictures for it. Of course, Ethan replied, feeling a sense of excitement building. We can each take a page and make it special. The twins quickly gathered supplies from around the house, colored paper, markers, and their favorite photos of Oliver from past adventures. They spent the next few days working on the friendship book. Pouring their hearts into each page, Ethan wrote about their favorite memories, like the time they built an epic fort in the living room or their adventures in the park. Emma filled her pages with beautiful drawings of their favorite places, like the swings where they laughed together and the creek where they played. Clara even joined in, adding her own page about how proud she was of their friendship and the creativity they were showing. As they worked, Ethan felt a sense of purpose. He realized that even though Oliver was far away, they could still cherish their memories and create new ones. The act of making the friendship book brought them closer, filling the house with laughter and creativity. After a few days of hard work, the friendship book was finally complete. The twins sat on their couch, admiring their creation. "Oh, it looks amazing," Emma said, beaming with pride. "Can't wait to send it to Oliver." Ethan nodded, his heart swelling with hope. This will really show him how much he means to us. That afternoon, they prepared to send the book to Oliver. They carefully wrapped it in colorful paper and wrote a heartfelt note to go along with it. In their note, they shared their feelings about missing him and how much they valued their friendship, no matter the distance. When they finished packaging everything, Clara helped them find the best way to send the book to Oliver's new address. As they dropped it into the mailbox, Ethan felt a rush of excitement. "I hope he loves it," he said, his eyes sparkling with anticipation. "We did our best. That's what matters," Emma replied, feeling proud of their effort. As the days passed, the twins waited eagerly for a response. They kept checking their mailbox, dreaming about the day they would hear back from Oliver. Each time they saw the mailman, hope fluttered in their hearts. Finally, one sunny afternoon, just as they were about to give up hope, a package arrived. Emma rushed to the door, her heart pounding. She opened the package and saw Oliver's name written on the box. "It's here. It's from Oliver," she shouted. Ethan rushed over as Emma opened the box. Inside, they found a letter from Oliver. Along with a small gift, "Dear Ethan and Emma," the letter began, "thank you so much for the friendship book. It made me so happy. I miss you both every day and I can't wait to see you again. I'm sending you a little surprise to remind you of our adventures together." They pulled out a small, handmade friendship bracelet that Oliver had made for them. Tears of joy filled their eyes. "He really cares about us," Ethan said, his heart feeling full. Emma smiled through her tears. "This is the best surprise ever. We're still connected, no matter how far apart we are." In that moment, they understood that distance could not break their strong bond. Through their efforts to reach out and the love they shared, they had built a friendship that would last a lifetime, with renewed hope and excitement. The twins decided to plan their next video call with Oliver. They were eager to share their latest adventures and continue making memories. No matter where life took them, Ethan and Emma realized that they had the power to keep their friendship alive, no matter the distance. With Clara's support and their creativity, they had transformed their feelings of sadness into joy and connection, proving that true friendship knows no boundaries.